What's up, sports fans? Schultz's Card Pulls here with a huge recap of a Target.com restock this week happening Wednesday, September 8th, and I'm here to break it all down for you. Good news, a lot of manual users scored, so let's just go through really quickly what's stocked, and we'll let you know when it's stocked, how much of it's stocked, and possibly what's going to stock next week. And I will be live streaming starting every Tuesday here on YouTube on Schultz's Card Pulls, hoping for a Target.com drop. All right, so once again, let's just take a look here at this release calendar. This was backloaded again at about 4 a.m. this week, and that was pretty consistent with what we saw a week ago. Actually, last Wednesday, September 1st, is when they last stocked on Target.com. You saw it was about a half an hour later, the last week of August at 4:32. We had a backload, but seems like they've shifted back to earlier in the morning. So us West Coasties, unfortunately, not able to sleep in an iota. Actually making me thinking of starting my stream a little bit sooner, to be perfectly honest. Backloading at 4 a.m. and a ton of products were available today, folks. Let's just run through them. First off, no select mega boxes. That was interesting, but we did see 2021 select basketball blasters. 55,000 of those were available. And then actually, first week we've seen these 2021 Topps Fire hobby boxes. Yes, a hobby product is available at Target. That is basically a Target exclusive, but it's not called a hobby box, but technically that's what it is. So they call it a hobby box, and there were 10,000 of those available. They went out of stock in a minute or maybe a minute and a half. Right after that, Topps Blasters, Topps Fire Blasters from 2021 went up. A bunch of those went live, and they are still on Target.com as of the taping of this video. If you wanted to go get one, 2021 Prestige Football Megas, 10,000 of those loaded as well. Those pretty quickly out of stock. 2021 Prism Baseball Blasters still up after backloading. And then we also saw WNBA Prism Basketball Blasters, as well as some select football hangers there from 2020. And I'll tell you how a few people in the chat scored those, but not many. So essentially, you guys, at about 4:34 is when we had our first drop, and that was the select basketball blasters. A ton of people manually copped those. That was so exciting. I saw a ton of people in the chat this morning that were talking about getting one, getting three, getting five. And it was interesting because what Target seems to do was actually change the quantity for some people. So that dropped once again around 7:34 Eastern Standard Time this morning, and we actually saw them in stock for about 2 or 3 minutes because they dropped them in waves and they limited the quantity. I actually tried to put five in my cart, and then Target forced me to change it to one, but I was able to score one box, and a ton of other people were able to score as well. So manual users winning huge this morning. Of course, the Topps Fire hobby boxes in and out of stock pretty quickly, like I already mentioned. The Prestige Megas, they weren't red card exclusives or anything, but those were out of stock in about 20 to 25 seconds. There were only 10,000 of those, and they were gone. But it was good to see Prestige Megas drop once more. Not sure how many more of those we're going to see, especially if there were only 10,000 of them dropped this week. It would seem to me that they're running out of stock of Prestige football at Target, at least at their warehouse right now. Prism Basketball for WNBA went up, as well as Prism Baseball. Both products are still live. We saw about 30,000 or so initially of each product go in stock. And if you want some Prism Baseball or WNBA Prism Basketball, they are still live. I believe they're running $29.99 each blaster. And the last product, this was right around 5 a.m. was when this product dropped, and everything kind of ended for the morning drop on Target.com, were select football hangers. And these were an in-store cop. So basically, you could go to a local store that possibly had some in stock near you if you were lucky and in a location where they did, and were able to go pick some up. I had a few people in the chat score them. I believe Minnesota, Texas were a couple of states where they were in stock, but a lot of other people around the country. I'm in Oregon. I saw none available, not even at a store, 300 miles away from me. None in Washington. I think somebody said in California they didn't see any. So it was few and far between for the select football hangers. And I'm happy that those were actually in stock because I thought maybe those were bot bait. But it was a manual win this week. Select blasters went to almost everybody in the chat. It was awesome. Thankfully, Target kind of changed their game plan up. Red card activity just did not stop bots. Flippers were just loading up multiple accounts, like I mentioned before, but thankfully they removed the red card hood, and you could just go in and get products with the limits that are being kind of taken down to smaller 1 and 3 per customer, and then as well as dropping in waves. I really think that helped manual users this week. Hopefully, we'll see some Donruss football next week on Target.com. We did see hobby boxes dropping this week on Panini, so would be really awesome to get some 2021 Donruss football retail. But that's kind of what we're all waiting for next from Target.com. And that's going to be it for this recap. A ton of stuff dropped this morning. If you missed it, I apologize. But once again, I will be live starting every Tuesday morning on YouTube on Schultz's Card Pulls to help y'all out with a Target.com possible drop. We'll be back next week, and make sure you click on the video on the screen right now. You could watch me ripping some select basketball. It was a fire mega box.